Hi guys, Richard
And Amanda.
from the Poke family, here again for our weekly show, which is Guess the CP, but I want to talk about the Ultra Unlock. I've had quite a lot of thoughts about it. Did think about making a video, but I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon like the other YouTubers and make a flash in the pan, quick turnaround video. I felt like I wanted to talk to people about it, and I did. I talked to some people in my community, but now I want to talk to more people about it. More people like you, James.
Do you know what we didn't do?
But
Hello, James. Hi. We didn't plug the laptop in.
oh dear, I'll be back in a sec, guys. Where's the charger?
I don't know. So it's really cold in England today. How are you feeling? I feel terrible, but thank you. I'm really cold and I've got a flu and
I don't know whether
it's got to be somewhere.
the charger is.
Isn't it on there?
Did you use it?
No, I've not used it at all. So yes, we're getting over the flu and catching up on washing from camping and all sorts of things. Richard's had some flu type of things as well. Are you serious? You can't find it?
I'm serious. I can't find the charger.
Oh dear.
Where did you put the? Did you use the laptop this morning?
Yeah, but I didn't use the charger with it. It was fully charged.
I'm consternated.
Consternated. Richard's looking consternated at this moment in time.
Let's check the car. Keep the viewers.
Keep the viewers entertained. Okay. Shh. What shall I do? Hi, David. What shall I do? There's two egos. Oh, there's not enough. Thank you.
Still don't know where it is.
Pikachu? What about Pikachu? James wants to know about Pikachu. I think we found him last week. I think Richard found Pikachu during the week last week and came back and whilst on cam told me off. Can't remember what happened actually.
Sorry guys, I'm looking for our charger.
He is looking for our charger.
We've had it, and I don't know where it's gone. The live show's gonna not last without it.
We can use your charger for your phone because it's a USB-C. Did you steal the USB-C charger for your phone?
No. Let's go and get my charger then, aren't I?
Did you enjoy Moltres Day? Did watch it, the episode? Yes, I loved Moltres Day. Ta-da! You are awesome.
Found it.
How awesome are you, Rich? It's plugged in. You see, this is what happens when I go to sleep.
Oh, I'm back.
And leave him to it.
Here I am.
Here we go.
I have returned.
Come closer.
Come closer.
Because I'm not moving. Because this is what I've got. I've got
Moltres Day, I
a sleeping bag. Keep
loved. But we're in the process of figuring out how to shoot those days with our camera.
Ooh, hello.
Not because there's anything wrong with the camera. The camera's brilliant, in fact. Much better than our GoPros that we've been using, and much better than that other replacement camera that we took back.
Welcome back, James says.
Thanks. What the problem is how to film so many raids in succession and make it truly exciting. Not to say that the videos, I haven't enjoyed editing the videos and the videos aren't good, but I can see in the future that once they become the norm, and I think they probably will,
I hope so, I like them.
At least for about half of the year, how to make it interesting. And I think the best way to do it is more like a highlight reel, which is what I edged more towards with the edit of this last video. More towards, is it a shiny? Is it a good one? What kind of rewards do you get? You know what I mean? In our local community, the big crowd is only together for the beginning. There's 5 or 6 gyms that are very close together that you can walk to, and after that, it's all cars and jump into the next one. And because people want to do as many as possible, they don't really get out of their cars once they're in them. People just move to the next raid and do the raid. So
David got his first ever shiny legendary.
that's awesome, dude.
From Ultra's Day.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. I love seeing people's Pokemon, and I love knowing that people get good stuff. I always do. It's great. It's one of the things I love about Pokemon Go. I love the community.
Did you see that James had worked out my IVs for my shinies?
Yes.
Thanks, James.
I had. It worked out mine as well.
You did?
93%.
Hi, Martin. Martin's on sailor.
Little Martin.
Oh, you've missed it all, Martin. You've missed it all. We couldn't find the charger. Richard was running around looking consternated. It was brilliant. Not really.
We've still got quite a lot of like washing and like...
We're getting over the flu.
Yeah. And camping gear because we've been out of soil in our living space. So it's
and we went to Legoland on Monday.
Basically, our house is a mess at the moment.
With the children. That was fun.
Which is it doesn't happen very often that our house gets this messy, but it is at the moment.
It is quite messy.
But yeah.
I'll watch it back. I'm sure that you will.
What I wanted to talk about today, guys, before we do anything, before we do any trades, I don't even care that I've missed the special trade.
Oh gosh.
I don't care. What I want to talk about is the Ultra Unlock.
Can I ask you a question first?
What?
How did you find out where my egg came from?
It's a bug that's in the game currently. It's not registering locations very well. It will show up eventually. Don't just leave it on. Turn get rid of it and like come all the way out to your game screen. That's it. And then when you go back in, it might appear.
Sorry.
It's a bug.
Do you think? What do you think of the ultra bonuses?
Now then, I've tried to have a broader perspective of this because where we live, we live in a Pokemon Go bubble. Here in Barnsley, there are a lot of hardcore players here who play very regularly, who have got very good accounts, who hit things hardcore. There's a player here in our local area that finished the week of double Stardust on 5.2 million Stardust, which just shows you how hardcore they are. And from a hardcore player's perspective, the Ultra Unlock doesn't look that great. From a casual player's perspective, I think it looks fantastic. I mean, I wouldn't count myself as a casual, but I'm not ultra hardcore either. I'm in it for the fun rather than the just being super hardcore all the time. I like a bit of that, but not all the time. So giving people the opportunity for another chance at getting those shiny Kanto birds, people like David, who has just got his first shiny legendary now has an opportunity to complete the trio and get an Articuno and a Zapdos shiny, which is great. And there are so many players around the world who are casuals who provide with Niantic with so much revenue that they have to cater for the masses rather than from the minority. I see that perspective. I see it. So I'm kind of in the middle of the road. When I first saw it, I have to admit I felt a little bit disappointed. But the more that I've studied it, the more I've felt differently about it. And I think that there are some secret unlocks in this thing.
So, Martin says, as someone that doesn't have Kanga, Farfetch'd or Tauros, I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, there's that too. I mean, I said right from the beginning, really, the first few days of trading, I wasn't sure what I was going to do about regionals. And I made an agreement. I said, I'm not going to trade for them. I want to catch them. Yeah? If they appear in events where I'm present, I'm happy for that to happen. So, an egg, that's fine. An event where the regionals migrate, that's fine. Like Corsola in Dortmund, that's fine. I just don't want to trade them. I want to catch my own. So that part is fantastic for me. There you go. It's an example that they've tried to create an unlock that has something for everyone.
Even though I've caught a lot of Mewtwo, I'm excited to get more Mewtwo candy and Mewtwo that is better than 91 IV. That's exactly what you said, isn't it?
Well, I've done 16 Mewtwo. I've caught 16 Mewtwo, and so far I haven't had a good IV. The highest I've had is like 80-something%. Most of them have been pretty poor. I've even tried trading. You probably saw in previous lives, trading to try and get myself a decent IV Mewtwo. That hasn't worked out for me either. So that part is great for me. I understand the perspective of the hardcore player that's really pursued EX raids, that's really worked hard with their community to trigger EX raids in their community for everyone there. I get that could be quite frustrating. I really do. But there are so many players out there that don't have access to an EX gym. One of the next towns over, they have to travel out of their town to trigger EX raids and even though there's about 8-9 gyms there, some of them even in parks that just do not register as EX raids, and that's just, the game is inherently unfair, and in a way that's not so bad because it encourages people to travel. It encourages people to get out there and explore, which is ultimately the aim of the game. But yeah.
So Martin said the last hurrah for the Gen 1s, which is Kanto region.
Yeah, I've had a while back we did a video because they introduced the shiny sprites for all of the Kanto region. All of it. Now, we've not into the game file.
Ah, right, okay.
So, in the game file, the shiny sprites for Machop and etc. are all in there. And everybody thought that there was going to be a mass introduction of shiny Kanto Pokemon. They don't always announce shinies.
No.
Sometimes they do. They've announced shiny Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos as returning. They sometimes announce the introduction of shinies, be they legendary or not legendary Pokemon. They don't always announce them. And I think that there's a good chance that, if not all, we'll see a large introduction of shinies for this Kanto event. Because the Kanto region Pokemon are going to be spawning more regularly.
So they're probably going to be putting them...
I think there's some hidden unlocks in there for the hardcore players They're just not announcing them because they want them to be a surprise. They
do that regularly, the surprises with things regularly, don't they?
Yeah, they want to create a buzz in the community.
Yeah. So, Martin says, EX phase out or renewal? He thinks he might have asked you this before.
I think, if I understand what you mean properly, I think renewal. I think another...
Actually, interestingly,
Pokemon will go into the EX raid category, and that Pokemon will be Deoxys. That's what I think.
I read recently, it might have been while you went up to the toilet earlier, on Twitter, something about inviting a friend to an EX raid.
Yep, I've seen that on Twitter too. In the latest update, there's the stuff in the game file for either giving your pass to a friend or inviting a friend to the same EX raid that you've got.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Which sounds really fantastic, to be honest. It means that you don't take time off work or whatever, or take time out of your busy schedule to attend an exclusive raid, to be the only one there, or to not have enough people to take it down. You should be able to gather enough people to be able to beat whatever's in there. And I honestly think that they're going to change out Mewtwo for Deoxys. I do. I know that Deoxys straddles that line between mythical and legendary Pokemon, but given the fact that they put Deoxys into Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby permanently, that to me indicates that it's switched from mythical to legendary. So I think it's going in. I really do. So
David says when he came back into Pokemon Go, he was level 15. He's now level 35 in 3 months.
That's great. That's amazing.
20 levels in 3 months.
It's testament to the changes that Niantic have made to the game to make it more accessible for players. Basically, they want people to come back, and they don't want to have to make people grind to earn a place in the game. It's supposed to be a game for everyone, you know? I mean, there's nothing stopping players going out and trying really hard, putting a lot of effort in shiny hunting or XP hunting or whatever, Stardust hunting. But you do that for you, not to get ahead.
And bragging rights.
Bragging rights, schmagging rights.
James and Martin have both congratulated David on his 20 level upgrade. James says, "Is it Charles? Is that how you say it?"
I say Charles, but he switches the A and the R around. Yeah, he's the data miner dude. Yeah.
Yep. It seems to indicate that you can go to a raid and bring someone with you. So yeah, that's pretty much what we've just said. Yep. Martin was 26. He's got a time travel machine. He was 26 in April, and he's almost 36 now. So you're catching us up, Martin.
I've seen your rise, Martin, in the levels. It's been great.
No, I meant like you're nearly 40.
Whatever.
Catching us up now. You're not a baby anymore.
I honestly believe that they're secret unlocks. And one of those secret unlocks will be at the end of the month of Mewtwo. They will introduce a new EX raid boss for people to chase, and that's something for the hardcore players to pursue. I think it will be Deoxys, I really do. What form? Maybe they'll release all of the forms together to really make EX raids good
I
to
seem
chase.
To not be able to. That engaged me horribly. I legitimately had grey hair. Oh dear. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh while I was saying that. Maybe I should read things in shuffle first.
And I also definitely think that they will introduce Shiny Mewtwo as well. I think it's definitely there. I mean, obviously, I could be wrong. It's all just what I think. But I think it's definitely going to be there. I think that it would be a real letdown if they gave us a month and they just put Mewtwo back into EX raids so people could chase shinies. I think it would be a letdown. I think that the X raid needs a change. It needs a new raid boss in there. And I think Deoxys is that boss. I really do.
I knew what you meant, Martin. He's just confirmed that it will level 26 to 36 in 6 months. 5 months. Yes. April, May, June, July, August, September. 5 months.
Well, you see, the problem with that, David, is
Oh, I don't know. I've not read it. Wait a minute. Do you think the X-Ray could be a Gen 4 legendary as a surprise? Can I say?
yeah, go on.
I don't think that they would, because otherwise it would make it. Yeah, I'd probably like that too, but I don't think they will, because I think that they're going to do it in order. Otherwise, it'll not really make sense.
You see, the thing is
Now from the expert.
if they start releasing Pokemon out of sequence, out of their generational sequences, because they introduce Pokemon from those regions, Gen 4 being Sinnoh, together, because they kind of work together in the main series game. You know, they have the right counters in there, the right. I'm going to use the word balanced, but Pokemon games aren't really balanced.
We talked about this as well, didn't we?
Yeah, so it would be a real surprise, but I don't think they'll do it. And EX raids need to be a certain category, I think. And the problem is in Gen 4, you've got the three spirits, the lake spirits, which are legendaries, you know, like little like sprites almost. You've got the three dragons, Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina. And they're like trios. You've got a few other bosses. You've got Cresselia, if I've said that right, the psychic type. But I can't see what you would put in there. Mewtwo lasted for 2.5, 2.3 of a generation. And I think that Deoxys would do the same. It would last. I mean, it's going to last a less time because people now know how to trigger EX raids. They know how to get those to activate. I mean,
unless they change the rules again.
Unless they change the rules, and they could change it so it's different and make people work it out again. They could, to try and put a spanner in the works and make people work a bit harder to get access to those EX raid bosses. They could do that, and it would really be something then for the hardcore players to pursue, how to do it, etc. So that is a possibility, I suppose, but I really don't think that they'll put a Gen 4 in there. Although, with Gen 4, they do start to introduce, well, I know in Gen 3 you have Deoxys with varied forms, but in Gen 4 you've got the altered form of Giratina. Giratina has two forms. So you could have a regular form, Giratina, in the regular raid, and the altered form with improved stats, because the altered form does have improved stats in the EX raid. So maybe.
Oh gosh, you'll have to read what Martin said, because
they should do,
I can't
they're
read all
the
words.
lake spirits.
Ah, right.
Azelf, Oxy, and Misprite. They should do that while people are chasing the Gen 4, build the hype for Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina. I absolutely agree. I think they probably did the raids in the wrong order for Gen 3. Doing the Regis last. I suppose it kind of made sense to push these raid bosses that were going to be obviously unpopular in the middle of all these events that they had planned, and the shake-ups with the raid bosses and stuff, and you know, making sure that they had raid bosses that they could shoehorn back in there if their raid pass sales went down, which they did a few times, let's be honest. They put Ho-Ho back out, haven't they? They're putting the birds back out and everything, so it's happening. But I agree. If they would have got the Regis out earlier, you know, they would have probably seen a massive spike in raid pass sales and generated much more revenue from the returning summer players if they would have left the Weather Trio until later. I agree. Who is my favourite legendary Pokemon? Or Amanda's favourite?
Well, why don't you answer first?
Me?
Yeah.
It's difficult. Difficult for me. There's two that come to mind. It's either. Can you guess?
Are they already out?
One of them is, one of them isn't.
The Alga for sure.
Dialga is pretty cool. Steel Dragon. I mean, is that the one with the crazy resistances, where like the only types that counter it is Dragon and Fairy? I think that's the one.
He's typing on an iPad.
Yeah.
And
yep.
Martin says, yeah.
Yep. Dialga is pretty cool. I mean, the steel typing is awesome as well. I mean, I'm going to want to hit Dialga quite hard. I really am. Steel Pokemon or not.
What, like at smack? Poor Dialga. Why would anybody want to at-smack anybody?
Here's me, guys, trying to have a serious conversation with you, the Pokemon Go players out there. And I have to deal with this.
Martin says Fairy wasn't even in Gen 4, so powerhouse.
Well, yeah, it wasn't, was it? It didn't come until 6.
I did the wrong grammar there, didn't I? I did a question mark and it was actually an exclamation mark. Sorry about that, Martin.
Well, the fairies do exist now, so... But, yeah, so, in answer to that question, I think I've got 2.
What are they?
Xerneas. I love Xerneas because I love fairy types. That thing looks awesome. I mean, it's like a magical, like, stag thing. It's great. It's fantastic. And it has to be shiny as well. Shiny Rayquaza.
Giratina? Giratina is David's.
Giratina's from Gen 4.
Mine's got to be Our Bird.
Moltres.
That I can never spell.
Moltres.
I always put an A instead of an O. Which I just did as well.
Yveltal. Yveltal's pretty cool.
What did Martin forget?
I forgot about Yveltal.
Ah.
You see, the thing is about Xerneas, the thing that I really like about it is just how cool it looks. It looks cool. It looks cool. I love the dragons, I do. I mean, Dialga, Palkia, Giratina have got really interesting art style, and I really do like how they look. Initially I didn't, but they really grew on me. But they don't. I mean, shiny Mega Rayquaza, that thing is so...
Is that the black one?
Yeah.
I do actually
shiny
like
Rayquaza is black.
Yeah.
But the Mega Evolved Rayquaza has a larger Eastern Dragon look. And that's what I like about Rayquaza. It embraces the Eastern Dragon look.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm actually learning Pokemon as we go along. Chinese Dragon, Martin says. So I'm not familiar with any of the Pokemon past what we have in Pokemon Go. I literally, that is all I know. So
that was how I was as well, and in a lot of ways I still am. I mean, there's certainly Gen 5 I'm not that clued up on, and Gen 7 I'm not that clued up on at all. Gen 6 I'm a little bit more clued up on because it's the fairy generation and I love fairy types. So I researched that quite quickly and heavily.
David says Giratina, Devil Pokemon, which I think is amazing.
So do you know what the story is?
No.
So at the beginning of time there was an egg, and out of the egg...
Xerneas.
No, came Arceus.
Arceus. I knew
the Pokemon god, and he created all things. And in the process of that, he created Palkia, Dialga, and Giratina, because Palkia controls time, Dialga controls space, and Giratina controls the byproduct of that, the thing in between that, which is antimatter. And without those things, the universe wouldn't have been created. And during the creation of the planets, that's when the other legendary Pokemon came into being. Like Primal Kyogre and Primal Graveler to create the seas and the land, and Rayquaza to create the skies, and all that, and that's how they all came into being.
No, Dialga is time. Valkyrie
Sorry,
stays.
I got it the wrong way around. The wrong way around.
Thanks, Mr. Sharkbite.
So yeah, I got the. But yeah, I think the Ultra Unlock is great, especially for more casual players. But I do think there's a few secrets in there that Niantic have not announced, guys. Wait, be patient, and I think that we'll be seeing some shiny Pokemon. Basically, for the hardcore players who've completed their Pokédex, they're chasing things like shinies and lucky Pokemon and gender decks.
Oh yeah.
And all that stuff. We hear of these things all the time in our community. This person's completed the gender deck. This person is missing only this shiny or that shiny. It's mostly the egg shinies that people are missing. The ones that hatch only hatch from eggs. Togepi and Magby. Why not? All those. But it's because that's what hardcore players do. They chase it. Yeah. I mean, we've got players that spend hours and hours and hours at nests or during events hunting shinies because that's what they do.
Yeah. My thing that I love doing, everyone knows, is catching gyms. So, there you go. And I caught another one. Another 3, 4 at Legoland. I'm still in one. I want my Garden water bag.
No, I've got my 100% Blissey in that gym. It's been in there days.
She's just sat there.
It's hundreds of miles away. But
yeah.
So there you go, guys. That's my opinion. Now I want to hear from you guys. I want to know what you guys think about this Ultra Unlock. What do you like about it? What don't you like about it? Well, thanks. Thanks, David. I mean, it's not easy.
I feel like I want to read it out just so that
Go for it.
I don't know if they see the comments. When they're watching it back. So David says, "Really do enjoy your content. Only UK YouTube Pokemon Go YouTuber that I watch. It's awesome. Thank you."
Thanks. It's not always easy for us to produce content because we've got so much going on. It's what we love to do, though. That's the difference. We love doing it, and I really wish that we could do it more. I really do. It's slowly but surely happening, I think. Slowly but surely happening. We're slowly but surely making headway. It's a difficult market to get involved in, really, YouTube, because it's a bit of a murky world. There's a lot of people out there that get into it for money, but for us, it's more like we'd get to play the game and see the world and stuff through it.
We don't play really any differently now to how we did before, other than a short break that Richard took, and I never actually took a break. So when we first started YouTubing, I was actually quite a few levels ahead of you, weren't I? Or quite a few, might have been just before the YouTubing started. But anyway, when Richard came back, I was quite a few levels ahead of him. And he caught me up like that because he is a much more active player. I do a lot of driving and I work quite a lot more than Richard in the house rather than like actual work. Like planning the children's activities, planning activities for us to do, planning work, like real paid work, and and that all gets in the way of Pokemon Go, of course. But I never really stopped. So the few, like maybe you had 6 months where you very rarely opened your game at all.
I never completely stopped.
But you rarely opened it.
I didn't play it it was the first winter after it was released. I mean, after the Halloween event, there was literally nothing for the entire winter, right up until spring.
Yeah.
Like, they released Gen 2 during that time.
So other than
that was a low point for me because one of the things that drove me away from Pokemon originally, when we when it first came around in the late 90s, was I didn't like Gen 2, and I still don't like Gen 2. It's probably my least favourite generation. There's a few bright shining stars in there, but it felt like a tack-on. Whereas Gen 3's got its own identity. Yeah. And Gen 4's got its own identity. It looks
so other than that,
different.
we've pretty much played the whole way through exactly as we normally do. I mean, we were looking at the amount of Pokemon that we've caught, haven't we? And you're on 51,000, is
51,000.
And I'm on like 36,000.
Oh, let's have a look. I want to check something.
And
let's have a look at mine. Oh, look how close!
And Richard walks a hell of a lot more than me. Loads and loads.
900 metres until I've walked 8,000 kilometres while playing this game.
So basically, we've not really changed anything other than spending a fortune on equipment. But you know, it's we have travelled because of it more than we probably would have. So yeah, that's what it means to us. We enjoy that sort of thing. Martin has a Gardevoir for trade, Richard. He saved it especially for you.
Yes! Gardevoir. Ralts Gardevoir, Curlier. I love it. One of my favourite pokes.
Martin agrees with you as well. Gen 2 was a flat for him too. So maybe it's not just you. James, same for me, Richard. That first winter was tough. I didn't do much after Halloween event until December with the first Santa. That's exactly what you did. Exactly. And the starter event got me back into it. You didn't get back into it until maybe April, May, did you?
I did do a bit. I never stopped completely. I always played a little bit.
You've got a Santa hat.
I've got some Santa hat stuff, yeah, from the first one and blah blah blah. And I did a lot of it, but I didn't play as much, anywhere near as much. And then towards the springtime, I got back into it, and I was more like a summer player until Gen 3 hit, and then I liked Gen 3, and I liked Gen 4.
You're a bit crazy for it, so that's why I said let's.
From what I've seen of Gen 5, I like the look of that too. I mean, the dragons look ace. It's retro and
one of the reasons that we actually took up YouTube is because we were watching Nick and Holly and Reversal.
Those are the guys that inspired us. And
we were like, do you know what? We have quite a lot of adventures with the boys. Not always with the boys. The boys go to see their father and other family members regularly. And so we're out on our own. But when they are out with us, we get into some scrapes sometimes. And this is what we wanted to show. We wanted to show people, you know, what our family gets up to.
It's just the adventures that you have playing this game, you know what I mean? I mean, sometimes it's difficult. You want to create interesting and exciting content. You travel and you go to a park, you're like, oh, this is a nest. And you arrive and there's like 3 spawns in an hour. And you're like, this is not exciting at all. And other times you go and you're like...
I'd nearly fall in a canal.
Yeah. And there's like hundreds of spawns.
Actually happened. I tried to get a gym that was on the other side of the canal. And I tried holding my phone out and it didn't work. And when I finally gave up, I walked back, slipped on some mud, and got mud everywhere.
That happened to me during the first Halloween event.
What, you fall over?
Yeah, we were up in... when we first started playing, we found a small area near where we live. There's quite a few Pokestops. Amanda was parked in the car park, and the egg hatches had been reduced, and I wanted to hatch eggs. So I was walking up and down the road, and because it was like autumn, there was leaves on the ground, and I slipped on the leaves and landed on my butt. It happens, you know,
hilarious.
And that's the best thing about playing Pokemon.
To complete David's Kanto deck, he only needs 9 more. That'd be fantastic.
That's awesome.
I've completed my Kanto deck.
I have not.
You've got one to go, haven't you?
Tauros. Because I'm not trading it. If I get out of an egg, that's okay. But I ain't trading.
I traded all mine away.
None of the regionals. I don't want to trade them. If an event comes along, sweet, that's fine.
Friends in our community.
But I want to... I want to go. Next year, I'm hoping that we make it to more big events. I mean, I really desperately want to do Go Fest next year. Desperately, I do. But
Martin adores Gen 3.
It's great, isn't it?
And Martin says, we're making him want to start recording again. I slipped at Milton Pond twice in one day.
Martin,
oh my goodness, Milton Pond. Milton Pond is so dangerous.
Do it. Just do it. Just what's the thing? What's the thing? You remember Shia LaBeouf? Do it.
I don't remember that, but it's okay. You can.
He did a crazy thing. He went a bit crazy, didn't he? He went a bit crazy.
I don't think I had TV. Were it on TV?
Just do it, dude. Just make videos. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
There's room on YouTube for more content producers. You don't ever like us. We're not huge, but we enjoy what we do. We like it,
and we get to meet people by you guys. Oh my gosh, we were attacked by a swan too. Those are lethal. I've been attacked by a swan down on Elsk Canal. And there were also a swan, do you remember that swan across the road, in the little cul-de-sac across the road? It looked like it were injured and I couldn't help it, and it made me really sad. James says, I'll watch if you start recording, Martin, especially if you get attacked by a swan. Oh dear. David, walking Bulbasaur, bad spelling, needs the ones with the hatching from 7Ks. And got to walk more, lol. Yeah. Do you know what, right? Not one word of a lie. And this, I'm going to tell you about a video that I made in the spring. And it never went out. I've still got it. And one day, maybe, I'll put it out. But I visited Niantic. It took me all day to find Niantic. And it literally were just like a small
like a plaque.
Yeah, plaque that said Niantic are in this office. And I stood outside and I broke down 3 times. I took that video trying to say thank you to Niantic, and I was just crying. I couldn't stop myself because basically Pokemon Go for me was
took you to San Francisco.
Well, it did take me to San Francisco, but that's not the reason why it made me sad. I don't know, crying. The reason was because when I started playing Pokemon Go, I was in quite a slump in my life, and I'd suffered from postnatal depression, and I'd separated from my husband. He'd moved out. And it was quite a bad time in general for me. And Pokemon Go came emotional. Yes, it was. Thank you. That is the word. And Pokemon Go came along, and I got up. I got up off the sofa. I stopped moping, and I had something to take my mind off life, off what was going on, off the things that were happening around me, and I dragged the kids out, and I walked. I walked those eggs. I walked those buddies. I just walked. I found Pokestops. I found parks that I didn't know existed, and I actually lost 2 stone 2 years ago. I was 2 stone heavier, and I've never put that weight back on. And now I'm trying to lose weight again, and it's like. Again, quite emotional about it because Niantic did that for me. Niantic got me up off my sofa and started my life again. They almost rebooted me. And I can imagine that other people have been the same. And when I feel low and I feel sad, I look at my Pokédex and I think, I've got 151.
You've never been on. You've never.
I've got all those gyms and all those memories, and it's just.
You've never taken part on one of Pokemon Master Holly's lives. She was the same. She was heavily depressed and everything. Pokemon Go made a huge difference with her. And look at her now. I mean, she's amazing.
Yeah, and it so many people will have been. I'm going to use the word saved, but it's not. I don't mean in the way of... What are you doing? No, we're not allowed to do that yet.
No. It's not opening.
Okay.
This is not an opening. I've had these for years.
All right then.
I'm not showing them yet.
And it's something. You can have your own goal. You make your own rules. It literally is. And we're adding things all the time that even when we've got a cough and a cold and we feel so lousy. I mean, you guys all saw us out on Maltese Day, and we literally had just got back. We were on no sleep. The children had been dropped off the day before. Richard were extremely ill. I was getting over the first bout of cold that I'd had, and we were still we were buzzing. It was good. It was amazing. It got us out, and maybe without Niantic, we would have just been sat moping on the settee, just getting more poorly, basically. So yeah, it made me emotional, and I couldn't even speak to the camera. I was just like in floods of tears, and I went round. I even went around the corner to talk about it, and I still didn't manage to do it without welling up. And so that video is somewhere in the archives. Not actually sure where it is, but it's definitely, we've still got it. One day when I'm brave enough to put that out. So let's catch up. So Martin's got a Dratini, though. What's that from? Oh, when he went down the canal and down Milton Pond and got the swans chasing
David,
him.
I could clickbait the thumbnail. You know what you need to do to clickbait? I mean, I don't do it. Arrows. That's what you need on your thumbnails.
Have you been researching?
I know how to do clickbait if I want. I don't like doing clickbait. Arrows where you put...
What is this?
Yeah.
And a shadow.
And a shadow. Look what I found! And a shadow. And it could be anything. It's just like, I found a pigeon. Hooray.
Jonathan Williams, in York, told everyone that the pigeons were real life
pigeons.
Pigeons were real life pigeons. Pokemon brings everyone together. Yes, it does.
It does,
and it makes me happy. I've got so many friends that I would never have known from different walks of life,
including you, Martin.
Yeah, I would never have known you otherwise, and that means a lot to me.
It's great,
a lot.
Great.
Martin, I love this game too. David, made new friends coming back into Pokemon Go. Yeah, we all have. And changing the gym system really helped with that, didn't it? Because before that, we didn't really know anybody. We were doing it literally just for ourselves and just for...
We would see other Pokemon Go players.
Yeah.
But there was no reason
to interact
with them. We'd just be like, oh, look, cool, other Pokemon Go players.
Yeah.
But now there's loads of reasons to interact with other players.
And so now we get to know new people, and we have massive, bustling communities on Facebook. We've just started a Discord channel in Barnsley as well. On Maltese Day, I think they started it, didn't they? Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I like Discord a lot.
Is that his name?
I always have.
I think.
Yeah. We've used it in other communities when we've been travelling, and it's great. It's great.
Martin says it was a bit tribal between the teams. You see, we never saw that because we weren't in the community back then. No. So we never really saw that.
We had in-game rivalries with some players in our local gyms.
Jesse James and
Poppy Poo. Jesse J and Poppy Poo.
Jesse Grace.
Jesse Grace, that's it.
Jesse Grace and Poppy Poo.
I don't think they play anymore.
No, unfortunately, I've not seen them around.
I hope it's nothing to do with us. I really hope. I'm sorry if it is.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, we had
in Wentworth.
In Wentworth, yeah. They were always knocking us out. We were always knocking them out.
It was fun. Well, I hope they thought it was fun too.
We thought it was fun.
Yeah.
We thought it was funny.
But and then we saw them down in Elsica as well, and yeah, we had some scared them off. Maybe.
I really hope not. I want people to keep playing.
Yeah. When we were little level 22s running around.
Anyway, guys, I've got a little treat for you guys. A treat. right?
He's been to his parents' house.
Recently, William wanted to start playing Pokemon cards, so we got him a few. And we bought a few of our own. We've had a few sent to us by an anonymous viewer. I don't know who sent it. So if anybody sends us anything, don't be anonymous.
Put your name in.
Let us say thank you. But we've got some. We haven't opened them yet, but we're gonna make a video because we've been sent them. But I've got a treat. Look at this.
James says the old gym system was more competitive, but now it's less competitive. The people that we were rivals with are now friends with. That's what we're finding as well. David's off to bed.
Good night,
he needs
David.
to sleep. Night!
Look at this.
Sweet dreams.
This is the original. The original Pokemon card set.
That you played with your brother. Oh, I think you've just broken your file, numpty.
Oh dear. The original Pokemon card set. I dug them out from my parents. Like, and I've got, like, the original set. I've got all of them. Every card. Including some promotional cards. I looked online today, and this Charizard, it's a foil rare card. And they were selling them for £2,000.
Whoa, what? How much is this worth? That could buy me a new camera.
So, I mean, I don't know whether, I mean, it was just a quick search. I don't know how accurate that is. But, you know, there were some eBay, like, listings. So, it's a complete set, Martin. A complete set, including promotional cards from the release of Pokemon, the first movie, in there. So I'm pretty excited about having those back.
Farfetch'd has got Leak Slap. I quite like that. Martin knows where we live, apparently. No, I don't want to exit. No, it's not me that's exiting. You had enough love?
No, I have not. So yeah, I dug that out. William was asking me today, why aren't you playing with these cards? And I'm like, I'm not playing with those cards. They're not getting played with.
Kakuna asked Stefan.
It's a family show.
But I know.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry.
Leech Seed. The Bulbasaur.
You know, they can't see what you're looking at.
Oh, sorry.
At all.
I'm looking at Pokemon cards.
But yeah, so as far as the Ultra Unlock's concerned, if you're a really advanced player, be patient. There's probably some hidden stuff. At least I think there'll be a new EX raid boss. I will reserve my ultimate disappointment for if there's no shiny releases. They just do Mewtwo, and at the end they just put Mewtwo back in EX raids. That would be disappointing. But I don't think they'll do that.
Better watch out, Leak Slap.
That's okay, because we don't have a leak, so she can't slap me with one. So anyway, shall we play Guess the CP, guys?
Aren't we doing any trades? I've got a little rat for you.
If you want to trade me a small rat.
Before I forget, I've been saving it for you.
Okay. Let's do a little bit of trading first then, eh?
Is that how you spell leak? Maybe it's just a wet slap.
Yawn.
You are funny, Richard.
There's a small rat. I'll trade you a small rat.
I think that's it.
3 candies?
I hope it's small now.
If you guys didn't know, if you trade extra small rats and extra large Magikarps, it counts
on your
towards
badge.
your medal.
Soon as he's one off all the time because he's sponsored by Niantic, isn't he? He's going for 98 for you, And 14.35 for me. 14.44 for you. And 14.35 for me. Were it a small?
Yes.
Oh.
Our friendship level has increased. You know what?
Hurrah!
Just before we do Guess the CP, let's do a special trade.
Go on then. What do you want? A Moltres?
No.
Oh. Well,
I want.
you were whining about wanting Moltres earlier.
Why don't we do a thing where what's your trade button?
Sorry.
I've got
Ego.
no.
Oh. I want Ego.
Look, we go back. I could trade you. What? I am silly.
It looks like Ego might be silly.
I've got like these Vaporeon, right? And
What
I
do you
use
want
them.
for it?
I use them to put them in. I put them in gym sometimes. Yeah. But it should come out as lucky.
Yeah. What do you want for it though?
And the IV should go up.
What do you want
I don't
for
know,
it?
a legendary Pokemon, so I could get a lucky legendary. That will be good.
All right. Okay. It did work.
Can't
Reggie
believe...
Rock.
No, I don't want a Reggie. I can't believe you guys let her rename Ego. Did you do that today when I was running around for the cable?
He thinks he's silly. Silly.
I got a lucky Mewtwo doing that.
Oh, that's
maybe
awesome.
a Mewtwo. Oh no, not a Mewtwo. We've got Mewtwo coming. I might get a good one anyway.
So what do you want? Reggie Ice?
No.
You wanted a Kyogre, didn't you?
Yeah, let's do Kyogre. Kyogre will do.
Which one? I mean 91.
Doesn't matter. No, not 91.
Well, I've got a 91 and a 92.
And is that it? Is that all you've got?
That's all I've got.
Oh, don't give me a Kyogre then, because they're quite good.
Okay.
Ho-Ho. How about a Ho-Ho?
76?
Yeah, give me a Ho-Ho.
There you go.
Do you have a spare shiny Ho-Ho?
I don't. Now I have to remember how to spell
Sorry.
legendary again. Why have you not got a shiny?
I have, but, you know, if you've got a spare, you only get one.
No, I only got one.
Right, just give me a regular roll, that's fine.
So James says 13.95 for me, 14.14 for you.
Lucky Pebble, lucky ice, lucky doorknob.
Martin's got a lucky 98 Moltres. Lucky 98. That's mega.
I've got a lucky Ho-Ho, 2738.
He's got HP now.
Well, I've gone up though. That has gone up.
It's 15 HP. Oh no. Have you got, where's Monster? I think I've,
You're running out of charge?
yeah, I think I've done it to my...
Got me a lucky Ho-Ho, guys. 15 defense.
Martin laughed at Ego's name.
Yeah, good job with your field research. I know. Have we had guesses? Has everybody guessed?
So we've only got Martin's and James's.
So
Anybody else want to guess?
Anybody else want to guess?
We're going between range 1265 and 1447.
It's going to be an Entei.
It is going to be an Entei. I worked it out last week. The reason why mine was an Entei too is because I did it on the 1st.
Right, see.
So it locks it in, it must do. Ego the meme.
Leave Ego alone. Leave Brittany alone.
We've got to leave Richard's ego alone. It's getting bigger and bigger.
No, it's already damaged.
Oh, poor ego.
Any more
glider.
guesses?
There's a glider outside, although it's not near us. I'm drifting over yonder.
Is Ego XL?
Is Ego XL? I don't know. You'll not find him now, will you? Oh. He is.
XLXL.
He's big. Strong Pokemon. HP, attack, defense. Your ego is gigantic. The largest I've ever seen.
Yeah. My ego is gigantic.
Okay. We all knew that already. Carl thinks that I'm going to get 1434 and you're going to get 1422.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Claim reward. Give me some rare candy. Yay! Rare candy. Come on. Give me a good one. 1447.
1425. So, that means that...
1424. Boo.
Carl is 2 off.
Carl is 2 off. 1414 for James.
So, Carl's the winner for Richard.
Well done, Carl.
1425. Martin for me, isn't it?
It's always Martin. Pin up life.
Oh, my things. 34. 35, yeah.
Have a look at this.
Oh no, Carl again. Just 1 off.
Carl?
1 difference from, so Martin guessed minus 1435, which is 10. And Carl, 1434, which is 9.
Well done, Carl. Congratulations.
Our
You
new
are
sponsored
this
by
week's
Niantic.
Universal winner.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, yeah. There we go. Hi, Carl. Well done.
Yeah.
You don't actually win anything, just the knowledge that you're great.
What do you mean?
Yay. What?
He
Yeah.
wins the admiration of the Poke family for a whole week.
That is a good point. And he's celebrating, look. He's got tutors out and everything. He's dancing around his room. Shall I
Is that what noise people make when they're dancing around the room?
Yeah. Click, click.
That's the noise that people make when they're like calling an animal.
Maybe. If this Entei wants to come on with me. I can't get Peanut Life now.
I'm quite happy that I've got a lucky here.
What does it say?
What noise
It looks
does it
really,
make?
yeah, it looks really angry.
I can find out.
Martin, I was watching the stream on my TV and it just started from the beginning. I'm back live now. Awesome, Martin. You didn't win.
Oh, it won't let me because I'm in total silence to avoid people.
Carl is planning a party to celebrate. Invite us. I want to celebrate too.
The Ludicolo dance. Let's find out the Ludicolo dance.
You have to do the Ludicolo dance.
Let's find out what it looks like.
You do that regularly. I'm gonna get the Sudo dance.
I can't do the spin while I'm sat on a settee. the spin, and the kick.
I reckon that should be like we should start doing these dances.
Look how happy he looks. He looks happy, doesn't he?
We should start doing these dances on the channel. Just like take a break in the middle of the park. He's not quite that good at dancing.
Well,
me either.
Are there any other Pokemon that dance? What other Pokemon dance?
Look through.
I can't remember which Pokemon dance. Any others that dance, guys?
Well, you got a living dex.
So,
If you put it... No, not that one. That's not the right one. No, you haven't, Christian. Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. I'm just wondering if you've got everything, because...
on the upside, I saw Hugo's transformation at the start of the stream. Did I say that out loud? Why do my Pokemon receive such abuse?
Abuse is quite strong, to be fair. I changed his name.
I'm just going to put that up on the screen. My Ash Hat Perfect Raichu.
Oh.
That is something to have an ego about.
It is. Your ego is gigantic. Candela said. 15 attack.
Oh,
15
wow.
attack, that Entei.
That's pretty cool.
Nose pass. Nose pass really I don't like them. Spinder dancers.
Oh yeah. Spinder does like a drunken dance, doesn't it? Spinder. We've got 2 8s and 1 3. Like.
Ah. I think that we should get William.
I feel like I'm like a character from Thunderbird or something doing that.
I think we should get William to do all the dances.
He'd probably like that.
I know he would.
Doing all the dances.
Poor little William today. Weren't he tired?
He was tired and he was very upset.
We had a bit of a...
We were going to shoot the unboxing video today and he's so excited about opening the Pokemon cards. And we didn't because he got beavers and we'd forgotten that he'd got beavers.
We had a standoff.
And he was very unhappy about it. We're just going to do it tomorrow morning. But he was very upset about the fact that we weren't opening Pokemon cards today.
After beavers. At 8 o'clock at night. I need to sleep. Oh. Excuse me. So we sent him to bed and we had a standoff, didn't we?
Yeah.
On the stairs. I'm not going to bed. I'm not tired.
He had his feet planted and everything. It was cute.
Oh, my poor little 8-year-old.
It was cute. I wouldn't tell him at the time he was cute though.
No.
No.
No, he might have flown off the handle.
I might have had a 2-footed hat smack right in my face. I would have told him that. Anyway, guys.
Yes.
I've talked about the Ultra Unlock. I really wanted to talk about it live rather than just create a blurb video.
William used rage. William's rage is building.
You're getting pumped.
Oh, William, speak of the devil.
He's here.
I was listening.
Were you?
Come on, sit down then. We're just about to say goodbye, actually. This is our William in his onesie that is far too small for him now.
But it's his favourite, isn't it?
Far too small for him.
How long have you been listening?
Well, it's supposed to be.
Oh. That's your phone that's gone black, darling.
Oh, yep.
Mark, what do you guys think about being able to possibly be able to create a Pokestop, and where would you put it?
Oh, I forgot about this.
Just a minute. Martin says, a wild William appeared.
Yeah.
I like that. Go on, Pokestop instructions.
I really, really, really love the fact that they've started to implement this thing. I mean, as you can see, I'll spin my screen around. This is where we live. Other than that single Pokestop, the closest thing to us is about a 10 or 15 minute walk. 10 minutes if you walk really quickly, 15 minutes if you take time, and then
About 25 minutes if you've got a William.
And you'll get some gyms and some more stops. But the gyms that even are there are in like an in-between area. They're in between major raid groups, and they don't get raided very often. So it's difficult for us. In our village, there's about 4 or 5 really high-level Pokemon players. Like, in this tiny village that you see, there's quite a few. You all right, darling?
It's cold, I can feel it.
He's getting too big.
He is.
He's getting too big. So I love the fact that they've introduced Pokestop submissions. We've been planning this for years. What we'll apply for to be Pokestops. In this area, down where this Pokestop is, there's some memorial benches, which I'm going to apply for.
There's a stone that used to be on the church, isn't there?
There's a church stone down there. The building's now apartments, but it used to be a church. Down at the bottom of this hill, if you can see where I'm clicking on my screen, this hill, can you see it? I don't know if you can see it. But down at the bottom of the hill, there's a bridge that's got a pub and like an old trail with loads of like old signposts. I would like to apply for Pokestops along there. That's where the canal is. And having some Pokestops along that canal would be really great. It would be really great. So loads of ideas. Hopefully, if we get enough of them through, one of them might even turn into a gym. And that would be pretty amazing for us.
It would, especially when we're snowed in, because unfortunately sometimes we get snowed in the winter, and we can't. We literally, because we're really on the top of a hill.
This street that you could see here is we're like really near the top of a hill. The street that we're on, and the next street down is kind of flat. But if you look at the next horizontal street, that is a really big hill.
Steep as well.
Super steep, and it's icy, not great.
So yeah, my shop's not showing new boxes.
Oh yeah, there are some new boxes. I noticed earlier.
Ah, there we go.
Oh,
They're pants.
that's not great, is it? Look at those boxes.
8 premium raid passes.
8, come on, Niantic. 8 premium rare passes. It's been ages
They
since
looked
you've given us a loot box with
8 premium
with raid passes in. Give us some raid passes. We've got Mewtwo coming. We need some raid passes, bro. Come on, brah.
Yeah, Mewtwo's a legendary. Look, Ghastly. Hard to get those. And you evolve into Gengar.
Yeah.
I think there's a shiny coming.
So Martin says, you could do just do stops for good views. That would help rural a lot. Can you do that?
I think what it means is we could make a video. I've thought about that,
Oh,
making
I
a video
see. Right,
about
okay.
applying for Pokestops. Because we essentially live in a rural area. We're just lucky that 20 minutes drive away, we've got quite a lot of Pokemon Go action. 20 minutes driving in quite a few directions, we've got quite a lot of Pokemon Go action.
Martin says this is a nice area, that canal. Mark, your comment has been held for review due to spelling. So I'm going to hide it, and if you can copy and paste it and correct the spelling, then we can do that. It says, yeah, I could see where you were pointing. All good ideas. I hope they all come into play. More the better, in my opinion. I agree. There we go.
Right, guys, I mean, this has been quite a long one. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. I think We need to end the video because we need
Well,
to get this
William-
one back to bed.
William has something he wants to
Oh.
tell everyone. He wants to tell people his favourite card from this book. Just be careful with it.
Which one is it?
Guess.
I don't know. Is it Mew? Oh, the Pikachu. The Pikachu.
So Martin, what happened was I didn't study for this. What happened was, unfortunately, Mark inadvertently spelt a word that would be that would be seen as offensive, just by accident. It was a typo on the keyboard that he did. It wasn't an incorrect spelling as
Go on, I
such.
can catch it from if you want.
But it was a typo. I could tell that it was a typo. Yes, profanity filter. So, but I read it out. I read what it should have said. And absolutely, if Mark can
It's
put
an
it back
easy
on,
thing
that
to
would
do.
yeah.
It's an easy thing to do.
I've done it before.
I've done it when I've been writing and
Yeah.
looked at it and thought, oh my god, I've just
Said horrible things to
said
people.
something horrific,
So yeah.
which I never do in any chats.
Which chats are you not in? So, James is speaking to you, and he says, "Nice choice on Pikachu, William." And he put an exclamation mark, so he means it.
And a smiley face. Oh, we've got some black screens.
Oh gosh, where's
Black
my
screens.
phone gone?
I don't know.
There it is.
Anyway, guys.
Yep.
This is the end of the show. The end of the show. We've done Guess the CP. We've talked about the Ultra Unlock. Talked about Pokestops. A wild William has appeared. And now it's time to catch him. Not in a Pokeball, but in his Ladybird sleeping bag that he loves so much. And get him back to sleep, I think. It is 12 minutes past 1 in the morning. Where we are.
I
So-
got a question then.
What's your question?
What was your CPs?
Oh, I can show you.
I can probably show you too, but we can tell you who won. Carl.
Carl won both. That's the Entei that I caught today.
Is that good?
It's okay. It's not bad. I wouldn't spend any Stardust on it.
Well, what
Good
did
for
you
trading.
get?
I'll show you later. We're saying bye-bye to everyone and good night. Say good night to everyone.
Bye, guys.
Say good
What
night.
CPs did you guys get?
Well, we'll do that on Twitter. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Say good night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Sweet
Night,
dreams.
Oh,
Come on.
play it
Ruby.
as if it's not night time where you are.
Oh, yeah. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. Come on, you big boy. Off to bed.